Leviticus chapter 15. וידבר יהוה אל משה ואל אהרון לאמור. And Yahweh worded to Moshe and to Aaron, saying, דברו אל בני ישראל, ואמרתם עליהם. Word ye to the sons of Israel, and ye shall say to them, Ish ki yihye dab mibasharo zobo damehu. A man, as there shall be a flow from his flesh. His flow, it is unclean. And this shall be his uncleanness in his flow. Rar basharo et zobo. A flowing in his flesh of his flow. O hehetim basharo mizobo. Or his flesh to be sealed up from his flow. Tomatohi. It is his uncleanness. Kolaham mishkava atran yishkava alai hazab yitamah. Every bed which he lies upon it, the one flowing, it is unclean. Ukol hakali atrayeth ba'alai yitamah. And everything or vessel where he sits upon it shall be unclean. And a man, when he should touch into his bed, he shall wash his clothing, or his clothes, his garments, and he shall wash in the water, and he shall be unclean until the gharb, until the evening. And the one sitting upon the thing which the one flowing is sitting upon, he shall wash his garments, and he shall wash in water, and he shall be unclean until the gharb, the evening, the sunset. And the one touching in the flesh of the flowing one, he shall wash his garments, and he shall wash in the water, and he shall be unclean until the evening. And as the one with the flow spits upon a clean one, then he shall wash his garments, and he shall wash in the water, and he shall be unclean until the gharb, until the evening. And every saddle which the one flowing shall sit upon it, it shall be unclean. وكل هالنوجع بكل أطريه تحتاو يتما عد هرارب. And everyone touching in everything which shall be under him, he shall be unclean until the gharb, the evening. وحنو شهوتام يكبس بغادايو ورا حشباميم وطامه عد حرارب. And lifting the one lifting them shall wash his garments. He shall wash his garments, and he shall wash in the water, and he shall be unclean until the evening. And everything which the one flowing should touch upon it, and his hands he hath not rinsed in the water. Also he shall wash his garments, and he shall wash in the water, and he shall be unclean until the gharb, until the evening. Ukali herish atar yigabo hazab yishaver. And the thing of pottery which the one flowing should touch in it, it shall be broken. And everything of wood, it shall be rinsed in the water. And as the one flowing become clean from his flow, وسافر له 7 أيام لطهراته وكبس بغداو. Also he shall number for himself 7 days for his cleansing, and he shall wash his garments. وراحش بشاره بماء حييم وطهر. And he shall wash his flesh in living water, and he shall be clean. وبيوم حثميني, and in the 8th day, يقهلوث ثتيتوريم, he shall take for him 2 turtle doves, or 2 sons of a pigeon, and he shall come before Yahweh to the door of the tent of appointment. Unatanam elahakohen, and he shall give them to the priest. And the priest shall effectuate them. Ehad hatat wahad ola, one for a sin offering, and the one for an ascending offering. And the priest shall cover over him, or atone for him, before Yahweh from his flow. And a man as would go from him the lying of seed. Then he shall wash in the water all his flesh, and he shall be unclean until the gharb, the even, the sunset. And every garment and every skin which shall be upon it the lying of seed, Also it shall be washed in the water, and it shall be unclean until the even. With atara yishakava yishota shikavat zara, and the woman which a man shall lie with her, with a lying of seed, wara hashu bamaim with amo adaharab. Also they shall wash in the water, and they shall be unclean until the gharb. With the zava, and a woman as shall be one flowing, having a flow. Dama zova, blood shall be her flow shall be blood. Bibashara, in her flesh. Shiva atayamim benidata. 7 days she shall be in her impurity. Ukolaha abah yitama adaharab. And everyone touching upon her shall be unclean until the even. وكل أطرتش كبعالو بنداته يتماه, and everyone which lies against her in her impurity shall be unclean. وكل أطرته ثبعالو يتماه, and everything which she should sit upon shall be unclean. And everyone touching in her bed, also he shall wash his garments, and he shall wash in the water, and he shall be clean, he shall be unclean until the even. And everyone touching in everything which she sitteth upon it, he shall wash his garments, and he shall wash in the water, and he shall be unclean until the even. وهم على مشكاب هو أو على كلي أترهيه يثبت عليه بالنغعوبو يتما على harab. And if upon the bed it be, or upon the thing which she sits upon it, in his touching it, he shall become unclean until the even. And if lyingly a man should lie with her, and her impurity be upon him, Shiva yamim, also he shall be unclean 7 days. And every bed where he lieth upon it, it shall be unclean. With ki azub zob dama yamim rabim below et nidata o kita zub al nidata. And a woman as a flow would flow of her blood many days in not the time of her impurity, or if she should flow beyond her impurity. Kol yemeh zov tumahatah ki yemeh niddatah tihyeh tameahi. All the days of flowing, all the days of her flowing, her uncleanness, are like the days of her impurity. She shall be unclean. She is unclean. Kol hamishkab atratishkab alayu kol yemezovah. Every bed which she lieth upon it, all the days of her flow, kamishkab niddatah yehyelah lah, like the bed of her impurity, it shall be for her. Ukol hakali atrateth ba'alayu tamer yehye ketumat niddatah. And every vessel, everything which she should sit upon it, it shall be unclean, like the uncleanness of her impurity. Ukol hanoge abam yitamah, and everyone touching in them shall be unclean. Ukibes begadayu warahashbamaim watameh adhararb. And he shall wash his garments, and he shall wash in the water, and he shall be unclean until the gharb. Wimatahara, wimatahara, mizobah. And if she be cleansed from her flow, wasaparalah, also she shall count for herself shiva'at yamim, 7 days, wa'achar titahar, and after she shall be clean. Wavayom hathamini, and in the 8th day, tikahalah thetetorim, she shall take for herself 2 turtle doves, or thane b'nei yonah, or 2 sons of a pigeon, Weheviah, or tam el hakohen, and she shall bring them to the priest, el petah, or el moed, to the door of the tent of appointment. Wa'asha hakohen, and the priest shall effectuate et the one a sin offering, et the had olah, and the one an ascending offering, v'kippar aleha hakohen lifnei Yahweh mizobat umahatah, and he shall cover, the priest shall cover upon her, or atone for her before Yahweh from the flow of her uncleanness. V'hizaratem et b'nei Yisrael mitumahatam, and ye shall separate the sons of Yisrael from their uncleanness, v'lo yamutu, so that they not die, but umahatam, in their uncleanness, but amaham et mishkani atarabetokam, in their defiling or making unclean my tabernacle which is in their midst. Though the Torah hazab, this is the Torah, the law of the flowing one. And whoever it should come from him, the laying of seed, to become unclean by means of it. and the one being sick in her impurity, v'chazab et zorbo, and the one flowing his flow, l'zachar v'lanekeva, for the male and for the female, uleisha atara yishikava imatamea, and for the man which should lie with an unclean woman.